There may not be anyone who dislikes rain. But if it keeps raining too much, it becomes stressful for us. Then imagine what it would be like if it had been raining non-stop on Earth for 2 million years. Around 200 million years ago, the continents we see today did not exist as separate landmasses. Instead, all of Earth's land was joined together as a single supercontinent called Pangaea. During this period, Earth was recovering from its third major mass extinction. The small fraction of life that had survived, around 5% of all species, was gradually moving from the oceans onto land. Most of the organisms that made this transition were reptiles. They began settling along the coastlines because the land there was more fertile and food was easier to find. In contrast, the center of Pangaea was largely desert, since mountains prevented rain-bearing clouds from reaching the interior. But a time was coming when all of this would change. Whether they were volcanoes beneath the oceans or on land, they began erupting and releasing massive amounts of lava. These volcanoes didn't erupt for just a day or two. They are believed to have continued erupting for nearly 1,000 years. When volcanoes erupt, they don't release only lava. They also emit huge amounts of carbon dioxide. As a result, greenhouse gases in Earth's atmosphere increased dramatically. These gases trapped heat and prevented it from escaping into space, causing Earth's temperature to rise. During that period, Earth's climate became much hotter, with temperatures increasing year after year. As the planet continued to warm, the rate of evaporation from the oceans surrounding Pangaea also began to increase significantly. As the rate of evaporation increased, all that water vapor had to return to Earth as rain. That's how nature works. And that's exactly what happened. A period of intense rainfall began across the planet. This event is known as the Carnian Pluvial episode. It wasn't that it rained continuously over every part of Earth for 2 million years. Rather, rainfall became much more frequent and widespread around the globe. In some regions, it may have rained almost continuously for thousands of years. Scientists believe much of this rain was acidic because the oceans and atmosphere contained unusually high levels of carbon dioxide. This created extremely difficult conditions for many marine species. If life in the oceans was already struggling, you can imagine the impact on the land. With such prolonged and intense rainfall, large parts of Pangaea experienced severe flooding. Even the interior regions of the supercontinent, which had previously been dry because water could not easily reach them, were transformed by the massive amounts of rain. Floodwaters spread across vast areas, dramatically changing the landscape. The Earth was being reshaped by an extraordinary period of rainfall unlike anything seen before. After nearly 2 million years of unusually heavy rainfall, the climate eventually began to stabilize as carbon dioxide levels in Earth's atmosphere gradually returned to normal. Thanks to all the rain, vast forests began to flourish, and trees grew to incredible heights. The reptiles that had survived this long wet period no longer depended only on low-growing plants. They started stretching their necks to reach and eat leaves high up in the trees. Over time, through evolution, these plant-eating reptiles developed into many larger species. At the same time, another group of animals evolved to feed on them. As the herbivorous reptiles grew bigger and bigger by consuming the abundant vegetation, the predators that hunted them also increased in size. As millions of years passed, these carnivorous reptiles evolved into enormous, gigantic dinosaurs. As time passed, Pangaea itself began to break apart into separate continents. In the same way, dinosaurs spread to every corner of the Earth. The age of the dinosaurs had begun, setting the stage for some of the largest land animals ever to walk the Earth.